Welcome to Leo for Leos. This is a channel featuring intuitive tarot readings for the astrological sign of Leos. Sun, moon, and rising. I'm a Leo as well, so that's why the channel is called Leo for Leos. Cross watchers and fellow readers are welcome. However, I do want to give you a heads up that I read the cards as I see them and not always the way it's traditionally done. So let's get started. I'm using the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, the Centennial Edition, in this can form. I'm not sponsored by these guys, I just like this particular deck of cards. This is going to be for April 20th to the 26th. The week of April 20th to the 26th. I hope everybody's doing really good out there. I didn't do a reading last week, and I hope you can forgive me for that, but it was a tough week for me, myself personally, so I did not go on ahead and do that. Ooh, King of Wands. It's a good sign. Whoa. Okay. But this week things are a little bit more on track, and I've got more control, so here we go with the reading for my Leos. My wonderful Leos out there. How are my Leos doing? There's some things that Leos need to focus in on. Some things they need to practice. Some things they need to look out for. Whoa! Okay. Haha. A lot, looks like. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, so okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so now we have everything laid out. Now let me take a good look at these cards. Let's see. So we start off with the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is really telling me that Leos have grasped control of their lives. There's a lot of stuff that's really uncertain, and Leos are trying to navigate it, navigate their world as they see it right now. So the things that Leos can work on, Leos are working on. There's a lot of things that we can't control and we can't do anything about. And Leos are not worried about that at the time. They are worried about it, but they're not trying to work on those things at the time. They're only dealing with the things they know that they can handle, and they're doing a good job of that. They're doing a good job of that. Let's see what else we can pull about that. What area of life are we talking? Is this domestic or in relationships or what. Let's see if we can get a read on it. Ooh, another wand card. Okay, it looks like Leos are getting a hold, they're getting a lot of really good ideas, a lot of good, they're getting passion for something that is fueling them at this point. So whatever it is that you're working on at home, you're really diving into it, whether it's a craft or whether it's organizing. I see a lot of organizing here. Leos are getting into it and they're getting clearer and they're getting a firmer grasp on their future. So this looks really good. You know, it just does. You know, because that's so good, I'm going to move on to the next to see if we can get, yeah, I'm going to move on to the next issue, which is the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is really talking about juggling things, juggling all the different parts of your life, trying to stay, you know, keep things as an, trying to manage all the little areas of your life that matter so much. And right now you're focused on one of those areas, possibly the passion, but you've got to get back to that other thing too. You've got to be able to balance the two. And this is something that's really ongoing. There's a lot of emotion connected to this, and it's very important for you to find the balance there. Finding balance. Let's see what else. Okay. So there is, I wouldn't say competition necessarily, but there is something that is pretty much combating what it is that you're doing. Maybe you're dealing with someone who is at odds with you. Like whatever you say, they say the absolute opposite of. Or I'm just seeing two people who are at odds with one another. So it could be something as simple as that, or even announcing something in which it gets people really kind of upset that, you know, they don't understand where you're coming from. And this is a part of the communication issue that I was sensing in some of the other videos that I've done for Leos, is that the communication is very key at this point, because people are really sensitive and they're taking things out of context. They are not understanding the full scope of everything. Let's see if there's more. Show me clearly what's going on here for Leos. What's happening here with this conflict? Okay, this card wants to come through, and it is the Ace of Cups. It is about, it's again dealing with emotions. So there's an emotional outpouring, if you will. Maybe someone is breaking down how they truly feel about something. There may be someone who tells you something that maybe you weren't ready to hear, that is of a highly emotional nature to them. There are tears. There are, you know, and they're not tears of joy, but more tears of understanding. Yeah, they're tears of understanding. They're tears of empathy. And this is actually a good thing. However, it leads you to the next phase here, a sense of devastation and lack of hope, where we have the Ten of Swords, and maybe even a look at, like, maybe wondering if you made the right decisions, and wondering who, what went wrong, or what were some bad decisions by other people along the way too. So it's definitely questioning decisions, maybe the decisions of people of authority. There may be even some things that occur out in the public, in the news, on social media, about actions that were not taken, that should have been taken, or I think at this point everyone's looking for someone to blame. And I'm not saying that's not a good thing to do, to look at and see things clearly, but always looking forward to solutions is really the answer to, and seeing like, okay, those are mistakes. We're never going to make those again. How can we move forward? We have the Death card. So there is a shedding of emotions here, emotions and thought processes, and even there may be even like a complete change on the outlook, something that happens that changes your life forever and ever. Oh, okay. And so it opens up this emotional desire for different things. It opens up like the emotional flooding of ideas, like what do I want now, or what should the future look like? What does the future look like? Is really the question that is being put to the table here. Now that we know the darkest hour, what is it that we're going to do about our future? How bright could the future be? And in truth, in reality, the future is very bright, because there's still a lot of other things that are possible. These are all possible things for the Leo to have in their lives. Queen of Cups, dealing with emotions in a graceful manner. There's a lot of emotional cards happening here. Letting the tears flow, letting the emotional toll, like actually absorbing it, understanding it, confronting emotions, and also dealing with them in a very calm and graceful way. This is not a burst of yelling and screaming. This is like just getting things off your chest very, very calmly. Because there is, that conflict. The conflict doesn't have to become a violent thing. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be violent. It could be very gentle and handled with grace, where there's room for growth and healing. So that's a possibility. That is a complete possibility for this week ahead, and lots of healing. There's the feeling of just being very, very down on your luck. Feeling it. Doesn't mean it. It's just feeling it. Times are hard. Times are hard. And there's no getting around it. There's no getting around it. Mind you, you're handling it excellently and beautifully with the Queen of Cups, but it's still, it's taking a heavy toll on you. And there's cause for pause. Cause for pause. You want to rush in and get this over with, but there's still a part of you that understands and knows that with all the potential for greatness that you have, all of this energy that you have to go out there and do amazing things, you must stay put. You must stay still. You must tell the horses and the chariot lions to sit this one out and wait patiently. Okay, now let's move on to the Page of Cups, which is talking about creativity. And it's talking about diving into creative aspects of your life, finding little nuggets and places where you can be effectual. That is a very strong attribute here for many Leos that are in creative fields. You figured out a way to do that during the quarantine. It's still possible for you to just continue to work on small projects, continue to do this behind the scenes. There's a secret that is either it's being revealed or it's present, definitely. It's being there's a secret that's being revealed. Okay, it's being revealed. Knowledge that's being revealed that you didn't know before. And it's leading to a better communication and relationships with people that you have, either romantic or platonic or from family. Your relationships are going to be better off for this secret being revealed, whether it's a secret you need to tell or they need to tell. Sharing ideas and sharing feelings. This is definitely a week of sharing emotions, and they can run a little dicey. And there's many times people that you care about in your own family they have things that they need to tell you of how they feel, and vice versa yourself. There may be pent up emotions that you may want to share. And this could also be good emotions, like appreciating someone that you love and telling them that you do. That's a lot of times those are secrets as well. Look at this, the sun. See, getting the sun after getting this means that the secret is going to be revealed. See, I called it right. The secret will be revealed. And you're going to have clarity in the process. It's going to be a much better day. Much better day. There's some deep-seated issues being handled here. All right, let's move on to the King of Swords over here. And that is possibly that this secret that's being revealed may lead you to do something publicly. There may be a public stance that you take now because of the things that are being revealed. It inspires you to do something really interesting. Maybe even post something very beautiful, a beautiful message for everyone. Let's look more into this. Yes, again to do with relationships. It could be reaching out to someone or leaving a message. Let someone else reach out to you. It's that connective communication back and forth with each other. Something, the secret that's going to be revealed, it's it's really incredible. And it could even be like an apology someone's always wanted to give you, or maybe even an apology that you've always wanted to give someone else, like something so profound that it changes you. It creates the it creates something very, very powerful in you, a rebirth, so to speak. Ooh, and this is opening up some, again, with the creativeness here, it's opening up a chance for you to show off who you are as an artist and a creative entity. As you know, you're gonna love it. You're gonna jump right into the work that's ahead for you. And there's victory. I love it. This is all it. You know, it started out, it seemed like it was getting murky, and then boom, we've got all of this sunshine and all of this, like these good cards here that are just saying, hey, look, it's being emotional and maybe having some dark times doesn't mean that the sun will never come out again, right? A victory. Now, let's move from the victory onto the devil. And the devil really speaks about, it could be a physical attraction. It could be a physical, something that tethers you to keep doing something that you don't want to do. It could be someone manipulating you. Let's find out the details of the devil here. Why did we get this devil card, and what is it referring to? Okay, it's referring to the wait. Okay, waiting for your ships to come in. It is a long time coming for Leos to see their ships coming in, and that's a lot of those. That's an area of high sensitivity to a lot of Leos. Like, when are my ships gonna finally come in? When are they gonna finally come in? And so it's got you really thinking about what you want and what you need and how you're going to get it. How you're going to get these things. It's kind of it's a pattern that keeps happening. You get a win, and then it leaves you in a place, well, okay, what's next? What's next? And that's the devil card saying, what's next? That's the devil, what's next? Because, God forbid, if you just sat on the thing that you just did and enjoyed it for half of a minute. Now, there's nothing wrong with moving on to the next level of happiness. That is great. So this is not a bad sign. This is not a bad sign that you are moving forward to the next thing, okay? But that's how it's explained, how I'm seeing this. This is, you've just got a little personal victory, and you're just ready to move on to the next thing. Without even taking a breath to even acknowledge your victory. So here, definitely acknowledge your victory before moving on. But I got something that's came out here, and that's the Judgment card here. The Judgment card is about, in this case, is about surrendering a little bit. It's hard to surrender when you're put in this kind of awkward situation that we're all experiencing. But surrendering is sort of like, get your wins, and also you've done everything that you can do. And maybe there's more, and you will do that. but for the moment, just surrender to the moment. Surrender to live in the now for just a little bit. You can plan for the future, but living in the now is what the universe is asking you to do. For your own mental health. For your own mental health. Now I'm going to move on to the Hierophant. And the Hierophant really is talking about a commitment. And let's see what the Leos are making a commitment on. What are they getting committed to? Oh, we've got 2 cards. So we've got, oh, hello. Leos are getting committed to work. They're working harder. They're like, we got to build up our constituency. We've got to build up our product. We've got to build up so when the economy gets back to where it needs to be, we're ready to give out products. Love that spirit of the fighter, okay? You're not ready to rest on your laurels. I do say that the act of surrendering doesn't mean that you have to stop, okay? Surrendering means like making sure that psychologically you're not you're not driving yourself crazy. That psychologically you're not creating a dimension of mental health that's detrimental to you. That you are keeping and compartmentalizing, right? You're compartmentalizing everything in the places that they belong in, and you still have enough energy, time, and foresight to anticipate the future, to make peace with the present and the past. Yeah, it is that balance that we were talking about before. And yeah, like if you've got something that you're working on and you're building up more product, or you're building a new way of finances for yourself, by all means, keep going working on that. If you're working for your company at home, just continue to do excellent work. You're diving deeper. And the next card that flipped out was the Knight of Pentacles. You're being, people have their eye on you. People have their eye on you, and they're watching you, and you may get an offer. You may get an offer to do something very exciting. So keep a lookout for that, and, hey, look, surrender, that may happen. That may happen for you. Okay? Another thing I have to say about the Judgment card is that it really talks about letting your angels do their work. So you've done it, and you've put in a lot of work, and you've put in a lot of sweat equity. You've put in a lot of time. You've communicated so much. You've prayed so much. You have done all the things that you need to do to manifest things. And maybe just a little bit, or maybe you need to understand or have the faith to know that your angels are working for you. They are really working behind the scenes where you can't see them. They're doing things that you can't see to help you along your way as much as possible. As much as possible. Let's move on to the Page of Pentacles. A Page of Pentacles is talking about studying and researching and observing and analyzing. It's really like whatever it is that you're doing, you're making sure that you have all the knowledge at your disposal to be successful. Your attitude right now is win at all cost. Win at all cost for the Leo. And you are not going to be satisfied until you get what it is that you want. Is that a good place to be? I don't know. It's up to each individual, right? But that's what's happening here. And you're ready to rush in to do the things that you need to do to get it done. Okay, we started off with the King of Wands. That is a person who is in control and ready to get things done. Well, you've got the Knight of Swords energy, ready to race in and get things, to make decisions and do things correctly. Oh, ready to rush in there and make decisions that need to be made. So yeah, that is the energy of the Leo right now. Let's see if there's, okay. This is really about I would say this is stepping into something new, but not so much as stepping into something new as more like being present in the moment. Like being the most effectual that you can be right now, right at this space and time, while like being ready for the future. Right? Because you're ready for the future, you're ready for the next page to turn. And you're also like doing everything you can now, so that way when the page turns, you've got everything you need. You're at the best possible place you can be. So yeah, the Leos are definitely ready for that page to turn and for something, a new day to arrive. Where they can enjoy all the facets of life. Now let's move on. Okay, so this is definitely a feeling of being trapped, and most people are in this position at the moment. So I'm going to read, see if I can read a little bit more into it. Why do we have the Nine of Swords here? What messages are you trying to tell us? The card of healing, another sword card as well. The card of healing. So even though we are that we're staying put here, and we feel trapped, it is not the worst thing. That's just a feeling that we're just going to have. Because at the same moment of feeling trapped, we are being healed of possible past issues. There's a sense of healing. And I talked about the healing that is supposed to happen in April that changes the rest of the year for Leos in a very positive way. So let's see what else we can. Oh boy, I got something. Oh wow, jumped out of the deck. This is for you. This is going to satisfy you. This is going to please you. This is your moment to yourself. This is all self-work right here. So there may be a feeling of feeling trapped, but it is also leading to this self-awareness and self-understanding, growth, healing. Love it. Lots of clarity and healing. All right, so this is really telling me that Leos will be feeling more romantic about the prospects in the future from this healing. There may be a new outlook on life that is very pleasant and very pleasing, and maybe even a fantasy a little bit of like a storybook ending that you're imagining. But still, that is always admirable, because it's if you overhope, what's the harm? Okay, what's the hope? What's the harm of overhoping? But yes, it is a very the healing process is going to lead you to feeling more uplifted and feeling look, leaving to go to a better place. So you're going to a better place in general. I think this is a great reading for Leos. My goodness. There are some dark moments, but on the most part, very, very, a very good reading here. Now let's look at the Angel Answers card and see what we get for the Angel Answers. Big happy changes. That's a nice one. Big happy changes. All right, I'm going to take a picture of it right now. And there's the picture of it. And I'm going to read from the booklet that it comes with. Okay. It says, big happy changes. Big positive changes are coming into your life. You may find yourself on a new career path, entering a new relationship, or moving to a new home or city. Embrace these exciting events, knowing that your angels will be beside you all the way. What you are asking about may require you to take leaps of faith that seem frightening or beyond your ability. Trust that the opportunities before you are meant to bring you happiness. These options would not have presented themselves unless you were ready for them. Release your fears and follow your heart. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's really awesome, Leos. It did get dark there for a minute, but we can come through this week with a new sense of hope, and that is exactly what is needed at this time. So I really hope you like the reading. Thank you so very much for watching, supporting, and subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please consider doing it for Leo Intuitive Tarot readings. Be sure to hit the bell icon to be the first to know when my next video gets posted. And besides that, it really helps the channel out a lot. Many blessings to you, my awesome Leos! And remember, this channel is for you and for you alone.